Welcome back to Q&A with Producer Evan. We've got Producer Evan here in studio asking questions. We're giving some answers.
America 250, talking about it all week long. Today's Q&A has not changed. My question for you guys today: what historical American figures, said that backward, what American historical figures inspires you, or you just love their story? Maybe you don't relate to them, but respect them.
I'll just say Abraham Lincoln, his upbringing, coming from, I guess he came from the middle of nowhere, if I'm not mistaken. He was a wrestler, and...
He was a wrestler?
I'm fairly certain. I might need to get fact-checked on that one. But I do know that he kind of came from the middle of nowhere and worked his way up to becoming a lawyer, and then became president of the United States eventually, as we all know and love. Yeah, thank you, Mia, for the fact check. That's what he's doing right now. You know, also Teddy Roosevelt, also a pretty cool historical figure. Who else?
That's a good one.
What about you, Evan?
Ooh, asking me now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Competed in nearly 300 matches over 12 years.
Really? He was a wrestler?
Only a single documented bout. He was 6'4".
Yeah, he was a tall guy.
He was
an accomplished frontier wrestler. Wow.
So Mia proposed this question for us today. When she asked me, I didn't have anyone specifically in mind, but I do go to first responders during tragedies. Those people inspire me. Yeah, without going into, you know, details about tragic events around the U.S., like it inspires me to hear how selfless these first responders are, and they're just trying to help out their fellow Americans. So I don't have anyone specifically in mind, just, you know, our first responders. Nice. First thing that came to my mind.
Yeah. What's you, Mia?
Okay, I have two different, actually I have like 5 different ones that I could say. But
we got time.
One, I was talking about this a little bit this morning. Amelia Earhart, she was like one of the first like historical figures I had to do like a report on. And I think like when you're young and do like your first little like, I don't know, little paper on someone, kind of sticks with you a little bit. 2, I might go with Rosa Parks because that was someone else I had to do a report on. And just her story was incredible. Just being a seamstress and a wife and just having a lot of grit. I think it's the best way to put it, is that she just had a lot of grit, and that was really cool. Not necessarily someone that I relate to, but I think has a really inspiring upbringing, I'm gonna say, is J.D. Vance. He has a book that was also turned into a movie that's on Netflix, but it's called Hillbilly Elegy. And I'd listened to the audiobook, and then I've seen the movie a good handful of times. But just coming from the circumstances that he did, he was in a very, very rural area, raised by his grandmother. His dad, I want to say, like wasn't necessarily in the picture, and then his mom had like ongoing drug problems, but then to be able to get into a good school and then go on to be the vice president of the United States, just incredible. And I think, I don't know, I claim I'm from every region when it kind of benefits the story, but I think like being from the Midwest and like kind of hearing his story, I think there's a lot of relatability there for a lot of people when it comes to being in a rural area and not necessarily having access to all of the things that maybe we take for granted sometimes. And I just think the movie and his book does a really great job of painting that picture. I want to say he's from Kentucky.
Oh, I was going to say, is he from Ohio? I have no idea.
Oh, you know what? I feel like he spent some time, oh goodness. I am going to have to fact check myself. I do think you're right with Ohio, and now I'm losing my mind. But I think part of it I feel like is Kentucky, because I feel like I had a conversation with Allison Baker about this at one point because I was obsessed with the audiobook, just listening to it. If I look up Kentucky next to his name, what happens here?
I don't.
Deep ancestral roots in eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
But he was born in Ohio.
Gotcha.
Spent his childhood summers in Jackson, Kentucky.
Okay. So that makes sense. When you hear, like, he was born in Ohio, he's an Ohio native, but grew up in Kentucky. Which kind of sounds like Abraham Lincoln in a way, where you were saying came from almost nothing and had to work himself to get into the position he's in now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, maybe let's get off figures and maybe just events or actions. Anything come to mind for you guys? I know for me specifically, a lot of, like, I'm a big World War II buff, so I think D-Day, really big, inspiring story with all the soldiers just, you know, trucking onto that beach and just doing everything for their country. So first thing came to mind for me.
Yeah, that and Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, that one I respect.
Did not imagine that. Did you ever watch Band of Brothers?
I was about to say, did you finish Band of
I
Brothers?
did, yes.
It's
I
so
did.
good.
I did.
It's
I've
so
actually
good.
multiple times.
I have been trying to tell Mia it is that good of a show. It's rated a top 10 TV show of all time on IMDb.
I'm not surprised. I will say, Mia, when you get the time, you certainly need to watch Band of Brothers.
It's so good.
I've still got 14 seasons of Law & Order SVU to go. I'll get back to you on that.
Well,
Benson
it's 4th
and
of July
Stabler.
weekend. You can get through the show.
It's
in a
only
weekend.
10 episodes.
It's only 10 episodes.
I
It's
should.
one
I'm gonna-
season. On top of that, after every episode, you're going to want to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
That is a good point. It's
Remind
only
me again
one
what the plot
season.
is.
It's just you're following the 101st Airborne paratroopers from D-Day all the way to the end of the
From
war.
training.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
right.
way all the way to the end of the war.
Yeah,
And again, it's only 10 episodes.
that's it.
It's
How long is each episode?
about 45, about maybe
It spans
hour.
from 45 to like hour 10.
Yeah.
But you go through all the big battles like D-Day, Battle of the Bulge. At least on like the American side, like they don't go like to Stalingrad or anything like that. But yeah,
Well,
It's very good.
yes.
I was gonna say something that makes me feel patriotic, but like is a British movie, so it doesn't make me feel like patriotic about the UK, but it does. Just I don't know. Is the movie Dunkirk?
That's a good one.
Watching it every time, there's just so many. It flashes through the different like storylines, and I think each one is so good. And then I don't know, what is it? They call it the ships of Dunkirk. Just the fact that everyone, like people got their own boats and went out there to go and grab like the soldiers that were like basically kind of abandoned. I always think that's really cool. There's a movie that's also really good. This is a whole separate thing, kind of going back to the U.S. a little bit, is, oh, goodness, it's a musical, actually. But it has to do with 9/11 and the airplanes that were sent to, I think it's called Come From Away. I think that just hit me. I think it's called Come From Away. But it's about the planes that had to be redirected. And I can't remember where this plane ended up going, but these people were stuck for some bit of time. And the local people that were there, I don't know why, it's not Switzerland, it's not, I don't think it's Denmark. It's somewhere cold though. But they were stuck there, and how the people there rallied around them and like knew that they were going through like a tough time for like their country. So that's a really good one. Has me in tears every single time, but also like just makes you appreciate the decency of other people. I think it's also been cool kind of seeing stuff with the World Cup too, and just the like camaraderie that's come out of that. Makes me feel very patriotic.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Are we?
won
We
yesterday.
beat Bosnia?
Yeah, we
Cool. What was the score of that game?
2-0.
Oh, you're right. I did see just clips on TikTok. So
You
I
didn't see
the final
it
score.
on WJHG.com under our national tab?
You know, no, I
That's
did not,
embarrassing
unfortunately.
for you. Wow. Not familiar with our content and product. Wow.
All right, let's move on. Mia, what else? Instead of let's kind of stray off wars. Maybe let's go off maybe politics for you, because you are, inspired by politics and wanted to be what was your original?
I had wanted to be, are you talking about like my original major that I'd done in school? I'd gone into politics and policy at Liberty University and realized I did not want to be a politician. Very quickly realized I had taken like an AP Gov course in high school. And then when I got to my first, like the next tier up course for college, it was so brutal. The textbooks were insane. And I was like, I just don't think, I love history, and I have such an interest in kind of recognizing the patterns of history and where we are now. But I did not want to be a politician. So I switched my major over to journalism so I could still kind of talk about politics and be in that world a little bit without having to be I almost said game maker, and that's not really what I mean either. No, but I had worked at a national news outlet before coming here that was it was completely digital, and it was really cool. I got to go to the White House and be in the press briefing room. That makes me feel really patriotic. Like standing there, it was so cool because even like our building, I'm trying to remember what the context was, but someone was like, can you go get like a video of the White House real quick? And I was like, go get it real quick.
Sit back and take that in.
Yeah, and that was crazy. And it was walking distance. I mean, everywhere. Well, DC is a kind of interesting place for like walking. So everything's like so close, but also like not exactly walkable all the time, but it was walking distance, and that was really cool. Like me and one of the other girls literally just like walked over and like saw it, and like seeing it in person for like the first time, like that close up, was so incredible. And then to get to be in the room, and it was KJP at the time was the White House press secretary, and it was really cool because we were like trying to ask questions. They were like gonna let us. And I remember just thinking like I didn't even have a question in mind, but like to have that opportunity, I was like, I have to come up with something here. So that was really cool. Got to go to Department of Homeland Security committee meeting. I'm blanking on what it's exactly referred to, but that was really cool. Alejandro Mayorkas was there. I don't know, it was really cool to be in the heart of it. And again, I've talked about this a little bit, but also being in DC for the 4th of July, and it was just incredible. I'll never forget being able to see the fireworks right behind the Washington Monument. Just so cool.
That's so cool.
So cool.
Wow.
Emmett, what about you? Anything that's not like war or like historical figure? How about just like an American that inspires you? It could be like an athlete, could be celebrity.
Oh man, an American that inspires me, probably my dad.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, probably my dad.
You're gonna make me look bad because mine was like Patrick Kane, best American hockey player of all time.
That's awesome.
Shout out to my dad too, I guess. I know he's been watching these past weeks since he's been in town. So, thank you, Dad, and thank you, Mr. Rice as well, and Mr. Hernandez. We can't leave him out too.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, my dad. Wait, can I tell you guys a quick patriotic story about my father? There's a story about how my sister. This is in Rhode Island, and the place that we lived was like this long, like street, and we were kind of like at the end of it. And my dad was really excited to hang up the American flag on like our front like porch area, and my sister had decided to take my dog on a walk. And if you're not familiar with me talking about my dog Sadie, she is evil. She is something else. She is truly a character. She's so sweet. She's got the craziest little face. She's got like a little underbite and a little lazy eye, but she's cute as can be, but a monster. So my sister was taking her on a walk. My dad talks about like he's putting the American flag up, and he's like, I don't like, you're not supposed to let the flag touch the ground. He's like being like very like proper about it and whatever. And he looks back down the street, and all he sees is a mail truck driving, my dog, no longer on a leash, tearing down the street, and my sister running after the dog. And he said, like, in that moment, all I could think about was like the dog, and he's like, I don't know what happened. I threw the flag and I went running. So that's my father for you.
Interesting. I want to know what happened to that flag. Because, I mean, if he had that in mind, but then you see a literal cartoon.
Very, like, yeah, like, very, like, just, my dad is just such a, like, a proper, like, wanting to really, like, go the extra mile with it. Looks down the street, sees my dumb dog and my sister. And of course, like, my dog's chasing after a mail truck.
That sounds like the most American.
Like a cartoon.
Like that type of music. That's all I can hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got Beethoven vibes.
Yeah.
Ever watch those movies?
Like, oh, like I thought you meant like the music playing.
No,
but yeah,
I'm
the dog.
Beethoven, the dog movie. Yeah.
Oh gosh, what kind of dog was he?
He was a Saint Bernard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your dog is like this big, like, so imagine a little tiny thing like that chasing a giant mail truck.
God, those little
Quite literally cartoon.
those stupid legs. They're always like.
Yeah. All right, well, I want you guys to tell me who inspires you on my Facebook, Producer Evan, WJHG. So let's not only go with historical figures, but maybe just some events in American history that we were kind of talking about as well. Love to know, Producer Evan, WJHG on Facebook.
Woo!